All right, YouTube, today, this video, I promise you, is going to break your heart, man, because it's honest as fuck. And you're going to understand I don't have no reason to lie about this shit, right? So, what I'm going to tell you today is all that shit you wanted your whole life so bad, that shit you were ready to die for, that shit you were ready to kill for, that shit you did die for, that shit you did kill for, the shit was bullshit. That Rolex that I got gunned down over, these things are bullshit. That Challenger that I've been going through it about, bullshit. Ps5, 700,000 bucks, whatever y'all want to pay for it, bullshit. Okay? My PS5 started turning off. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, had it like not even a year. Like, man, what the fuck's wrong with this thing, right? I look inside that bitch with a flashlight. It's just caked with dust. I'm like, what the I take the bitch apart, clean it up, do my thing to it, and it works like it's brand new again. But it's the fact that I had to do it. Like, what the fuck don't you have a filter on there? Like an air conditioner or some shit. Any type of shit that has to get cleaned every so often. A kid ain't gonna be able to do that himself. Mom ain't really gonna figure that shit out. They don't break the motherfucker trying. So it's like, they sell us all this bullshit that fails right away. And it was designed like that. Boom. Or it's the perpetual. These things are about, anywhere from 15 to 17,000 bucks plus tax at the jewelry store, right? It stopped working, man. Now I kind of knew a Rolex, it's like a Ferrari. It needs a tune-up every so often. Now, if this was the first Rolex that I owned that did this, I wouldn't have talked to y'all about it. This is the second time this year. I got another one that I just had overhauled that was 800 bucks. And one thing dude noticed when he listened to it, he said, whoa, wait a minute, this thing's quiet. He's like, is this brand new? I said, no, it just got redone. He said, bro, I can tell it doesn't make any noise. I'm like, well, I didn't know it was, I thought they made a little bit of noise, because when you listen to them, they make a tiny little bit of noise if they're used, and haven't been refurbished correctly. So when I got this one, I knew I only paid $5,000 for this one. When I got it, it would stop. After like 3 or 4 hours of taking it off, all of a sudden it'd be dead. It's supposed to last about 2 or 3 days. About 2 days, 3 days, that's pushing it. About 2 days. 1 to 2 days is how long one of these Rolexes is going to keep ticking once it stops moving. So I knew when I got it that it was going to have some work done to it. You know what I'm saying? But I got gunned down for one of these watches. Come to find out it was going to break anyway, huh? Now to Mopar. Holy shit, I was born in 1978. June 26, 1978. I grew up around cars and boats. My dad had an auto body and marine shop where he painted and did mechanical work on cars and boats. So I had grown up around Chris Crafts, Cadillacs, hot rods, and that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Chevelles, El Caminos, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a dummy when it comes to automotive type shit. I only know a little bit about boats. More than you probably. Okay? But I still don't know that much. But a car, bro, you ain't running no game on me, man. You ain't telling me no bullshit. I'll punch you in your fucking face. You try and lie to me about some shit on a car, you got the wrong motherfucker. It's going to turn into a hostile exchange, man. Okay? So I buy a 2015 Dodge Challenger RT Shaker Plus Stage 1 Scat Pack, which is still a 5.7 345 cubic inch Hemi. Okay? So I buy this vehicle with 16,000 miles on it. Now I'm getting my notes. I buy this vehicle with 16,000 miles on it. The next day, the water pump goes out. No big deal. A water pump is a small mechanical part. Yeah, they can fail. It's attached to the engine, but it's not necessarily part of the engine, right? The engine needs it, though, or you're risking catastrophic failure from overheating your motor and warping it. Okay? So, even though a water pump is, bullshit, couple of $100 part, couple of $100 to put in, if you can't do it yourself, it'll still cause your engine to fail if you don't understand what's going on and you let the antifreeze go and you're just hauling ass or something, man. Like, you're gonna fuck your shit up if you don't know what the fuck. You gotta listen to your motor like it's a heartbeat. You better pay attention to your car, man. Okay? So the water pump goes out. That car, in 100,000 miles, has had 5 water pumps, 6 thermostats. Okay? And after like the 3rd time, Mopar water pumps did not go back in that car. Do not replace a failed Mopar part with another Mopar part. Go aftermarket. I don't give a fuck where you get it from. Don't go to Mopar. Because that's where the problem starts, is their cheap, shitty parts that aren't necessarily, they're not necessarily, a huge factor, but when they start failing, they can be. Okay? So then I go to do the first oil change. I take the oil filter off, and it looks kind of small to me, but I'm not really thinking nothing of it. I take it up to the auto parts store, and I'm like, yo, I need an oil filter. And they're like, for what car? They're like, what did this come off? And I'm like, it came off the RT Challenger. They're like, what? This is a V6 oil filter. I said, what? What you mean? He's like, look at the part number. He looks it up. Like, what? Okay? So I'm going to try and get through this without taking too much time on each one, because there's a lot of shit. You guys won't believe it. So then the next issue I start having is the lifters go out at around 25,000 miles. The lifters go out. You start hearing the lifters clacking like a fucking Tech 9. Clack, 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 clack. I'm like, what the fuck, right? Now, what they had done is they put OW40 in my motor, thinking because it had a B on the side of it, that my car was a Scat Pack. I bought it from them, mind you. Bring them the car back, they don't know what the fuck it is. They put OW40 in there, thinking it's a Scat Pack. It's only a Stage 1 Scat Pack, which is an exhaust upgrade, that little fucking B in a PCM chip. Upgrade. And that's it. And if you don't have the shaker kit, which mine had a shaker, then it comes with cold air induction. Okay? So, they fucked my motor up out the gate and put the wrong oil in it, which caused the lifters to go out. That was a caused problem. Soon as I heard them lifters and knew what it was, I showed back up there. I said, listen, man, I want a new motor or I want a new car. But what a lot of people don't know what they do know, but they're not really thinking this. Once you buy a car and you finance it and you leave with it and more than a few days has gone by, week, month, they're not taking that car back because that deal's already done. They don't own that car no more. The bank took that shit. Now it's their car. They're not in the business of buying cars from the public. They're in the business of getting them from the manufacturer. Okay? You got to know the shit, man. So it was all out. All hell broke loose at that moment when the lifters failed and I had to drive around a brand new, nicest car, most expensive car I ever bought. And it sounded like a raggedy piece of shit. People would look at it like, and probably think it was coming from another car. Nah, motherfucker, this is coming from my car. Just being humiliated like that made me feel some kind of way. Right? So the next issue was there was some type of buildup on the brake caliper. And it caused the inside of the rotor to start to grind away like it was metal on metal. Even though there was still a pad there. It was like some, I don't know, I've never seen nothing like this on a car. Okay? So there's that issue. Then when I brought the car in there early on, I think for the lifters or something, when I started tripping, they're like, hey man, why'd you put aftermarket exhaust on here? This voided your warranty. Mind you, I had a powertrain warranty backed by the manufacturer, 100,000 miles or like 5 or 7 years or something, right? So they tell me that I voided my warranty by upgrading the exhaust, which would have been true. But what they didn't know is they sold me the car like that. The exhaust was in the trunk. That's what the fuck the exhaust in the trunk was. I'm like, what? I took the exhaust in the trunk, threw that shit in the garage, and was like, yeah, there wasn't nothing in the trunk. You need to give me all new exhaust from the headers back. So I made him give me all new exhaust out the gate. And I still have that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Them converters are like $800-900. You know what I'm saying? Like that exhaust system is kind of expensive. And then really people like to delete shit and do all that. That's going to void your warranty, man. They don't tell you that shit. Any type of shit, any type of tune, it's going to kick a 1400 code out. And they're going to know. When you go in there, they're going to look at your top speed and take a picture of it with their phone. Watch when you bring your car to the service department. They're looking for any way to void your warranty. Right? So they attempt that bullshit on me. I snapped the fuck out because it was on them. Oh, they just didn't. It was just on from that moment. Like, you guys fucked up. You fucked up. I want another car. I want a different car. I want a new motor. I'm just on their fucking head, right? So then the headlight goes out. And eventually both the headlights go out. The headlights are like $600. Mind you, I'll never pay none of their sucker prices. If it's not under warranty, I do that shit myself. I'm a mechanic. So I understand why these parts are failing, when they're failing. As I'm taking them out, I'm analyzing what happened. Okay? So, both the headlights, and I'm going to give you a tip. If one of your headlights comes on, and then once the car warms up, it starts cutting out and goes off, it's a fuse, not your headlight. Check your fuses first. Check both the fuses first. If it comes on when the car's cold, goes off when it's warm, it's the fuse, not the headlight yet. Headlights are hell of expensive. It's like I said, it's like $600 if they do it. You got to go in through the wheel well. The headlight's got this little rod on the side of it that's brittle. If you break it, that's $130-$140 that you just threw away, and you got to go do it again. You know what I'm saying? So why would you make it so you got to go through the wheel well to change a fucking headlight? Like, they're just bitches, man. The shit they're doing, you guys. This might even have to be a part 4. But just, I'm trying to get through it, man. It's hard because they done did so much fuck shit to people, man. And then they put the icing on the cake. Just wait until we get to that. All right, so then both window regulators. It's like a cable, like your bike, on a bike, when you know, it's like a cable inside of a fucking little rubber thing. It frays and it breaks, it gets all fucked up, and your window goes out. It's not the motor, it's just it's a cable, but it's a whole bracket. So the whole bracket's got to get changed. It's like an X. Cable goes that way, cable goes that way, then the window sits on this, right? Sits like that. Fuck, man. So both windows have gone out. I've had to recharge the air conditioner twice. Okay? That's like $260 or something like that. $280, I forgot. It ain't cheap. And I don't have it done there. I had my shit done at the right place where it sucks all the fucking shit out first, pumps it all out, and then it does it like, it's like an hour process. You can't do that shit. Don't go to Ace. Don't go to fucking Home Depot or goddamn it, AutoZone or O'Reilly's and buy that bullshit in the can. Like, nah, all that shit's got to get purged, man. You got to know what the fuck you're doing, or don't touch a car, man. You know? So the windshield, which that was a rock on the road. I'm just naming every fucking thing, man. The fucking windshield broke. Both wiper blades, obviously. I mean, that's normal shit, right? If you want the windshield with the car on it, which is nothing, get the aftermarket one, but I got the one with the car on it. It's like fucking $600-700 versus like $200 or $300. That Safe Light Auto Glass. But see, a Semstone truck, which is a cement truck, a piece of rock fell off, it bounced, it hit my windshield. I made them pay. I took a picture of that truck, or I got on their ass, man. So they had to pay for it under their policy. They have like an account. If you ever get your shit broke by any type of truck, anything dropping debris, take a picture, call their company. They got accounts because they know all their shit be breaking windows from time to time. So they gave me their corporate account information, and I just called Safe Light and they hooked it up. Obviously, they had an order for it. You know, that shit doesn't just keep working, but yeah, you fuck my shit up, you're paying for it. One way or another, I'm gonna fucking, or you're just gonna bleed. Something's gonna happen to you. So you won't succeed. So both front end tie rods have gone out multiple times. Parts are under warranty, but I still hate changing them. The upper control arm bushing, when you go to stop, you hear it clunking because that bushing is gone. It's front end problems with them bitches. Let me see. The engine mount on the torque side, the side that's wanting to flex up, and you can see it. My shaker, you can see it flexing, but when it's broken, you can see the shaker like slap up, but it has like a catch down there. Even when the rubber's gone, it'll still catch. It won't let your engine flip out the car, thank God. So thanks for that, Mopar, you fucking bum. You cocksucking bum. 2 times the torque side engine mount has gone out. I don't drift. I don't do burnouts. I don't do all that wild shit you see these niggas doing in these cars and shit. Where you're like, I'll never buy a used Mopar. Or you won't buy a new one either. And I'm going to tell you why at the end of the video. Okay? So, fuck, man. Serpentine belt. You know, multiple serpentine belts because they get fucked up when the water pump goes out. Okay? Drive shaft issues. The drive shaft is a 2-piece drive shaft. In the center, it gets like small and it's machined together. And then it has a carrier bearing. And the carrier bearing, it's like held by a bracket. It's held up on the bottom of your car by a bracket. That bearing wears out and your drive shaft starts slapping the bottom of your car. And it's not something you can drive with. You can drive with it, but you're not going to tolerate. I mean, it's loud. It's loud, man. It's not causing like major damage, but you'll think it is, man. Okay? When that drive shaft goes out, you're going to think your whole car is toast, man. And it might be, but it ain't going to be just the drive shaft that does it. But you might learn some other shit, you know? So, I hope, man, and we're about halfway done. Okay? So, the trunk, the shocks that hold the trunk up, those have failed. You open the trunk, falls, hit you in the fucking head. You know what I'm saying? So, those have failed. And I don't know which side it is, and nor do I give a fuck. You can't do nothing right, Mopar. Mopar, whole car. Trash, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. I've had that car 5 years. I ain't lose it until about a year or two ago, and I'm like, what? Oh, it's a wrap for you motherfuckers. You know? Okay, then at 47,000 miles, total engine failure occurred to the point where the engine was coppering, where that's where the piston is eating the side of the block. Every time it's going, it's just like rubbing away at the side of that block, man. And now they like, you have to replace the whole block now. You know? Because they're not going to bore and stroke that motherfucker. Like, hell no. Nor would I let them, man. You know? So, 47,000 miles caused by them, Dodger Burnsville. Okay? Dodger Burnsville, Mike Neeson, service department. And Mike's horrible. He's like got a notorious reputation for fucking up your car. And he fucked up my car. But once I put that pressure on his ass, whoa, he got it together. Mike, he got it together, and he keeps it together. I could come up in there right now. No, we'll get to that later, man. But if they see me coming, they already know there's like a button or a person they call, and they're like, dude, you got to get like some special people to deal with him, man. He'll expose us right in the lobby. He don't give a fuck. I told him I'll drive this Challenger right back through the front windows and smash it into that Viper right there, bro, and then turn around and say it was an accident. You don't want this, bro. Okay? So then you got to get so aggressive with these motherfuckers. Powertrain warranty, huh? Oh, you better be a fucking powertrain motherfucking gangster or you ain't got shit. Okay? So, that warranty means nothing. I promise you. Talking about oil consumption, I did 2 oil consumption tests. I proved that the car was burning oil. First time, they're like, oh, we're just going to rebuild the lifters. I said, what? What? Oh, I flipped on them, man. I flipped on them. And that's all FCA would do is rebuild that shit. They rebuilt the lifters back at around 25,000 miles. Then it failed at 47. All because of them. You know what I'm saying? All because of that OW40 going in a 5.7 that takes 5W20. Come on, man. Common sense. Of course you fucking blew the motor. You dumb cocksucker. And then the worst shit about it, when I started putting that pressure on his ass, I brought the car in there where they just knew it didn't even matter what happened to this motor before it blew. I bring it in there. I just checked the oil, right? I bring it in there like, oh, yeah, Nick, you're 2 quarts low. We added 2 quarts for you, huh? I said, oh, I already know what you're on. All right, this is what you want to do? Okay. Now, normally, I'd have drained that shit out. No one, I checked it. It was way high in the dip. And I'm like, oh, they're trying to blow the motor. They're trying to make sure that the motor blows. For sure. Because FCA says it has to be 70% gone before they'll do a full block replacement. So I said, okay, okay. Okay. All right. So eventually the motor, I play their game. the motor fails all the way, starts coppering, right? They replaced the whole block. Brand new long block. I think it was like a 2017 or something. My car was a 2015, right? So I got a nice ass good motor out of it, right? And never really let them touch it again. Okay? So then your gas cap, a light's gonna come on telling you your gas cap is missing or loose. It's really an evap solenoid O-ring. But just get the whole part. It's like 20 or 30 bucks. Don't fucking start getting gas caps and all that goofy shit. It's an O-ring. It gets from season to season, from hot to cold, it warps and eventually leaks. And it tells your gas tank, it tells your car thinks that the gas cap is leaking when really it's the O-ring. Doesn't really affect the car much. It just makes it so your automatic start won't run because your car doesn't want it to go into catastrophic failure when you're in the house, some shit's wrong, you start it and blow the motor, overheat the bitch when you let it run for 10 minutes. So if there's any check engine lights on, your auto start will shut off right away. It's a feature that's trying to save your dumb ass, right? Ridiculous, man. Then all 4 of my rims are cracked and bent. Like, fuck, what? Like, what the fuck? I don't be... Now, there's a lot of potholes in Minneapolis. It makes sense. But I be ducking, dodging shit. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't be going that ham. Like, man, these motherfuckers, man. So you got cheap, shitty rims you put on them that break and bend when they hit potholes. Fuck you, Mopar. Okay? So then, because like they had to do work on my car and fuck around with the exhaust, the clamps broke, failed. Just broke like brittle fucking pop metal or some shit. Not a big deal, but it's like one thing after another, man. Right? So then I learned, thank God I got the 5.7, because the 6.4 internals that they supercharge can't handle a supercharger. You know? They throw rods like fucking Brett Favre, Dan Marino, man. Like, them fucking cars, man. Like, what the fuck are you supercharging a 6.4 392 motor when it can't handle it? We all know it now. Now that they've been put through torture tests, this, that, or the other, and just driven regularly, now everybody knows what's up with the 6.4 motor. Weak internals? The 5.7 is the one that can handle a supercharger? What the fuck? So I actually got the good charger. Or the good Challenger. I got the good motor. Mine never threw a rod though. The motor and the transmission is good. It's everything else in the car. That's the only thing that shouldn't fail. Mine was caused, right? Then there's this issue where this is what got him sued for $12,000 by me. After they did all this work, brand new motor, this, that, all this, about $20,000 worth of work right over all this time. That's when I sued him. Because when I got that motor back, I could smell antifreeze a little bit. I'm like, whoa, this is a brand new motor. Antifreeze is like a dead body. That's like smelling a dead body, man. That's the smell of death in any fucking car. You smell antifreeze, man, oh, you better figure it out quick. Right? So I'm like, what the fuck? So, fucking man. So I bring it back to him like 3 times. They keep telling me there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, right? So I kept coming across other dudes, like, after this shit all happened, and like, they'd see antifreeze in my trunk, or I'd see antifreeze in their trunk. I'd be like, oh, what's up with that? He's like, I don't know. I've talked to like 5, 6 people in person. And they're all like, bro, I don't know where the antifreeze goes. Like, where does it go? Where does it go? Everybody, oh, you motherfuckers. So I thought my car was potentially, I knew it couldn't be overheating. I knew it couldn't really be shit. but I smelt that antifreeze. So they're like, oh, there's nothing wrong. I said, fuck that. I went and talked to a lawyer. He said, oh, don't bring it back to them. It's already classified. It's already qualified as a lemon law. We'll get into that later, right? So over the antifreeze issue that I didn't know was problematic at the time, I got the lawyer and I sued him for $12K after all this shit. And they didn't even fucking contest it at all. That should be a red flag. They didn't even want to go to court. They just paid it out. What? If you've been through any of these kind of problems, wait until it's been there more than 30 days in the first 4 years of the manufacturer date and go call a lawyer, man. And they're just going to pay it out because they know this is such a huge problem. Why waste more money on a lawyer when we're going to lose anyway? That's their attitude. And it's smart because they are going to lose, right? Then, they're putting out Hellcats and they don't even stagger the rims. Like, why would you do that? They can't even catch. They just spin. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like I went through hell with this car. You guys see me get charged with tax evasion in that traffic stop. That was just for not having a sticker on my car. That should have been $100 fucking ticket. But they just be harassing people in these cars because all of them are basically stolen. I didn't really know that. Like, you can't steal no new ass car. Man, y'all better get up on this shit before you learn like I almost did. Man. So, the number one way they steal this car is not even the number one. One of the ways is a signal amplifier device that takes about, if they're good, about 30 seconds. You can combat that by getting one of them little key fob things, but I've heard of them being so strong that they pull it through that. Take the batteries out of your key fob. That's the only way you're going to be safe. You still ain't going to be safe, but that's just from them picking up your signal and starting your shit. The second way they're doing it is they're able to get in and plug in underneath your glove box. There's a little port to plug in and program a new key. That takes about, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes. That takes a little longer. You can block that with a plate that this special company makes, and it's like goes right in there. You don't have to screw nothing, drill nothing. It goes right in like the factory screws, but that'll only like slow them down and stop that method. Then they can jack you. Gunpoint. It's worth it for them. Part that car out, 20 to 30, 40 bands. Oh, they gonna go for it. That's like a brick of dope. Bag of fucking money sitting in the street. They gonna try it. Now I see why niggas is going crazy for these cars. I get it now. Motherfuckers is broke in the streets. They gotta do something. Then there's the tow lever. The neutral lever underneath the change thing. They pull that, just push your car away. With another car behind it and just push it. Or else they can just push it with a few of the goons around the corner, program it, and be gone. Now you can disconnect that neutral lever. But they can still tow your vehicle with a tow truck. These cars are never safe. They're never fucking safe, man. They're never safe. So the first method, signal amplifier, takes about 30 seconds. The key fob maker takes about 10 minutes. Jacking you takes less than 30 seconds. The push method, that takes about a minute before they're gone. Towing it, that takes about a minute before they're gone. If you don't have your own device tracking it, it's going to be like dismantled and like half stripped by the time you realize it. This company don't care about your car. OnStar, fucking whatever it is, GPS, fucking whatever it is. They don't give a fuck about your car like that. What else, man? Then the fucked up, and what they're doing with the cars, right? So the fucked up thing about Mopar started selling just the shell. Just the unibody. The fuck are you doing? All these Mopars are getting stolen. So what, you figure, hey, I'm just going to sell the $8,000 the shell. So these motherfuckers can what? Put these shells together with stolen parts? Oh, Fuck you, Mopar. You're a bitch, man. You're a bitch. You know what's going on. You know what's up. They know what's going on, you guys. So they're either going to strip it to a skeleton and part it out and get a good amount of money for it. They're either going to vend that motherfucker or they're going to ship it out to another country. When a car's reported stolen, 1 year to the date, you can do your research. I've been through all this shit, so I'm not just talking. One of my homies had a car in my name that got stolen, so I had to go report it stolen for him, right? It's like a 91 Fleetwood or something, and the car was never seen again. You know what I'm saying? We knew it was never probably going to be seen again. Now, and here's the reason why. Because every year, that if you don't go and report that car stolen again, it goes off the stolen list and it goes clean. I shit you not. Guns are like that too. Stolen guns, if they're not reported every single year, they'll go clean too. Because they don't want a bunch of guns and cars on a stolen list that they know are never going to be seen again, clogging up the database going back to 1902. But it's still dirty. You think once you report a gun or a car stolen, it's stolen for life. Nah, homie, for 365 days unless you go and report it stolen again. They'll probably call you and tell you though. But I didn't go down there again. I asked the homie, like, what you want to do, bro? Like, a year later, he's like, man, fuck that. Like, yeah, fuck it. I ain't even waste my time with it. Car went clean again. I don't know how they're ever going to get a title for it, but it ain't a stolen car no more. It's how this shit goes. It's fucking dirty. That's why it's happening. You know, I understand every fucking thing I just told you on this list. You know, now I'm trying to make sure. And another thing about the drive shaft is on a Demon or a Hellcat, that drive shaft can snap, whip the bottom of your car, tear your exhaust off, and dent the bottom of the car up and basically technically total your vehicle. Or else it's going to blow out the rear differential. Why are you making cars like this, Mopar? Why are you doing this shit to people? Then this is where they went psychotic. I'm going to show you guys down in the videos. There's going to be links, a link to videos about all this shit so you don't think I'm just bullshitting you. Right now, let's say the manufacturer sells the dealership a Hellcat for 40 bands and the dealership normally sells it for 55. Now the dealership wants $50,000 on top of whatever the suggested real retail price is. I shit you not. Like what? That old hype beast shit. Hype beast shit has ruined the world and it's made things so you can't afford them, but you don't really want them anyway because it's all going to break. You're going to get whacked for the shit. It was going to break the next day. You should have just gave it up. Wasn't even worth it. The fuck, man? I shit you not. The dealerships are trying to charge you $100,000 for a car that they paid $40,000 for. So who gets all that extra money? Are you giving half that to your fucking salesman? You dirty, greedy motherfuckers. And it's like at the discrepancy of the owner of the dealership? That shit should be illegal. What? You scalping cars and shit? What? And you're the dealer? There ain't laws against that. So if I need to tell you anything else about this shit, then you just didn't listen to shit that I told you, man. And I just can't tell you this again. Just press rewind and listen again, motherfucker. So yeah, man, like, and it's fucked up because, I'm just checking my notes. It's fucked up because it's like, Chrysler is a shyster, boy. I'm telling you, they are not a reputable company, man. Like, fuck, man. In the 80s, I guess they were making cars when nobody wanted them. They're ugly as shit. Making cars that lasted too long. So they're like, fuck, We got to start making lemons, yo. And they didn't stop. So anybody that knows about this, let's talk about this in the comment box. If anybody disagrees with me, let's talk about this in the comment box. You know, so many fucking problems with this vehicle, man. Like, I've named over, I think, 23 problems. Go count them. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget nothing. There's probably one or two I don't know about. You know? Few of them were caused. Most of them were, it was going to happen no matter what. And if something was caused, it was by the motherfucker that sold me the car. The dealership that you're supposed to trust. That warranty don't mean shit. It's fucking ruthless, man. Like, I can only imagine the people that weren't savages like me that just got played out their warranty and all that shit. Damn. Blind spots everywhere. My car got hit 2 times when it was parked. But you'll tear that car up in a test drive. That's how bad the blind spots are. My throat's getting dry. 40 minutes in one video. I had to take notes for it. But I can't really do much more. I told y'all everything that's on this paper. My fucking throat's dry, man. These cars weren't made when crack first hit in the 80s. They were still making better cars. So you can't tell me that this is anything but poor and intentional mechanical engineering. It's all intentional. I'm done. Man, this video was long overdue. So yeah, watch the video where the dude, yeah, I should be crying. I bought a Mopar, man. I should be fucking crying, man. My car's a piece of shit, baby. All the hoes love it, man, but I know my shit's nothing, man. Okay? Car ain't shit. Motherfucker pull me on me at the gas station. They'll be like, that's a nice car, bro. I'll be like, this motherfucker ain't shit, dog. I'll just start talking to them about basically everything on this list till they can't stand listening no more, man. Yeah, I gotta get some water, though, man. My throat is so fucking dry, man. Owning a Mopar is traumatic, dog. It'll cost you your life. It'll cost you your wife. It'll cost you everything, dog. And it was going to break the next day. You didn't even know. You went out in a blaze of glory and that motherfucker was going to fail the next day and be useless to you. And I shit you not, my friend. Who's your boy? Who's your fucking boy, man? I told you everything I got's bullshit. Cap. Bullshit. Cap. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. Bullshit. I like my Red Cat lowriders, though. My RC cars. I love them. I love my little 164 joints. Ain't nobody gonna steal them from me. Shit, they ain't push me back to collecting Hot Wheels and shit, man. Like, I don't even want shit no more. Like, nah, they ain't really Hot Wheels. They're real collectors, though. But, I swear to God, man. Like, if I can't fit that motherfucker in my pocket, I don't even want it if it's a nice car, man. That's how I feel. I'm out, y'all. You better listen.